Okay, we're back. Describe the mental fortitude and just what it really takes for you to see a ball 40 feet in that direction and still be ready to go down and chase that ball.
Um, so in a sense of those of the chase ball, if there's like ever a shank, I'm always trying to go for it, especially if it's a real game, because I believe those type of plays, if you're able to make it, even if the ball is just up and someone's following you, theoretically, not watching the ball, they're just right behind you. And, if I just pop it up even just a little bit and they can just send it over, that highlight, not only you are going to remember, but everybody's going to remember. So that 10% that you get that ball, it's going to probably one of your best highlights of your life, in my opinion, because I've seen like middles, after a shank, the middles are even chasing that ball. And sometimes the middle will pop it, mostly in the middles in the D1 level, they're always like ready and able to send it over. But all that was either the outside libero, just getting that ball up and being able to save that play. And, sometimes I can't even remember how many times I've done it in the CSUN level, but I've done that like many, many times, to the fact that like it made me as good of a defensive player as I am today, because of the whole reflex and being able to stay low and being able to move positively. What I mean by positively is that every time you're moving, there's a phantom step, sorry.
Yeah.
If you see the ball go right and you take a step to the other side first, that's your negative step. Positive step is where you're moving in the right direction positively. So, and I love to describe that because I had one of my good buddies that I've trained with like many, many years. He told me, it's like, you have a bad phantom step. You got to be able to realize where left and right, up and down, and move to the direction. If it moves right, you move right positively. Don't move the other way. Then you're just going to screw yourself, because this sport is so fast that a second is just going to cause you like a different, result. So being able to know when to bolt, to book it, and to just even go for that ball. And if that ball is even 5-10 feet away and you can't get it, dive. It shows so much effort, and I love that in a kid. So much effort that someone just dives for me, even if it's even 100 feet away. You just show effort that he does not want to give up.
Yeah. I was interviewing Max Garris. He played for Santa Cruz. He played for Santa Cruz, the libero there. And he was telling me this story about the UCLA team. I'm not sure how long ago this was, but they were in China. No, I'm not sure if it was China. It was some Asian country, and they were playing against the national team there, and they weren't playing indoor. They were playing outside on like concrete.
Oh shit!
And they were down like 2 sets, and everybody's just frustrated, like, I can't dive and stuff. And so somebody shanks the ball, and one of the players just goes all out for it, just dives right on the concrete. And from being down 2 sets, they ended up winning that game in 5. So just going, giving your all out for one specific play can have a tremendous outlook on the rest of the game.
Oh, that's dope. I love that story. That just shows like determination and motivation for the young, to just show that like it could take one person to make that specific glory glory kill, and you're gonna praise that person.
Yeah. We talked about footwork and serve receive. How does the footwork differ when it comes to playing defense?
It's super minimal, in my opinion. Like I said, like you being in the right spot. If you're in the right spot, you don't have to move, right? Now, if there's a seam, like if someone doesn't close the seam and you see it, then you make that one little shift. You take possibly one small shuffle, but you have to make sure you're stopped. If you're stopped, you're golden for the best possible outcome that you can get for yourself. And if you're able to just stay stop and see the ball, then it's better than kind of once the ball hits and then you guess because you see the ball go one way, you see the body position go face the other way or face one way and then it shanks the other way. Let's say a blocker actually touches it and it goes that way. You get chewed out because you move to a specific spot while he's hitting, and then you have to make that extra effort to even go for that ball. And probably a good percentage of the time you're not going to get that ball.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's just so like, yes, it's important for you to chase down a ball, but we want to make sure that we're in the correct spot so that we don't need to do that. Because when we're chasing down a ball, we're out of system, and there's no way, if it's going to be the second touch, there's no way you can get a good set out of that. So we always want to make sure we're doing the things necessary to keep us in system. Can you talk to us about the responsibility of a libero back row, and also the outside hitter and the whoever's in back row on the right side?
Okay. So the responsibility, you know, everybody knows libero is the king of the back row, right? You are going that basically the libero, you are the guy that's, I like to say, I learned this from another coach of mine and another friend. He's saying that you can use your pawns, right? I specifically like to use my pawns from front row and back row, all the way from the back row, all the way to the front row to the setter. You get me? Okay. So now we're starting with the back row. I love to talk seams. I love to tell them, hey, this hitter hits this way, so let's shift this way. And then I'm going to tell whoever's front row, the front wings, to like, hey, cover this, cover that. I'm always telling them and giving them a guideline of like what to do. And then for another responsibility that I like to do is tell the setter like, hey, the middle is biting our middle, meaning the middle is jumping up with our middle while you're setting a pin outside, opposite, or even the bick. So the setter has an idea, and now the setter is going to be like tricking the middle, like left and right. So it gives them an incentive and the confidence that like, hey, you know, he is biting. And then when he's kind of focusing on another hitter, then you set the middle, and then boom, automatic kill. So I'm working front row, back row, and front row. That's my responsibility. But if we're trying to talk in high school level, we want to be able to just talk seams. I got this, I got that, you got that, and work from there. And then if a blocking situation isn't working, tell them, open it up for me. I want to dig. Let me dig the ball, feed it towards CJ, and he'll get that ball up. So it's basically being the king of the back row.
Yeah, for sure. And there is a lot of playmaking that goes on in the libero position. And if you're a really good libero, you will be having that communication not only with your back row players, but with your front row players, helping coordinating the block so that the attacker is forced to go a certain way, like you said. That's all really great stuff.
Yep.
Give me 1 second. Let me turn the light on.
Yeah.